thought I was going to be ready for what I was going to experience, but at the end of the day, the reflection of what we went through was really hard, and I don't think I was ready for that.
When we're interacting with the kids, I was just amazed at how respectful they were to teachers, adults, us, and each other. They're so kind to each other. They were very helpful to each other and us as well. They listened, they were attentive. You didn't have to ask them to be quiet or listen. You know, they were so eager to do whatever we were doing. It was amazing to me.
I expected to touch people's lives more than them touch my life, but they were so about us. It wasn't about them at all. They always wanted to pray for us and bless us when we were there and share things with us. And I just thought we would be the ones talking and sharing and trying to help them, but I think they helped us more than we helped them. I learned a lot from the Jamaican people, and that was really neat. So I wasn't expecting that at all.
At the West Haven orphanage, I talked to one of the staff members there. Her name was Eleanor Brown. She gave me her testimony, and she also told me a lot about the children that were bedridden in their facility. And there was like 4 children in a room that were bedridden. They really looked like they were one kind of looked like he was like a 5-month-old baby who was actually 5 years old. There was 3 others that looked like they were maybe about between 6 and 7, and they were really 19 and 26. So that was they all have cerebral palsy, so their bodies don't grow normally, and they have a lot of brain damage, so they can't move out of their beds. So that was a big shock to me.
I've been there once before, so I knew the kind of people and how nice and kind the people are, but I went more on the tourist side of it last time, so this time I was really excited to get into more of the culture and how they live and what kinds of places they live in. And even going down there as a tourist, you don't see the depth of
they're living.
What impacted me the most was the man at the infirmary who prayed with us and prayed for us and sang with us and had us read scriptures.
Probably the biggest wow moment was at the AIDS hospice. We met a very elderly lady. I can't remember her name. She had no legs and she was in this wheelchair, and we were doing like worship hour, I forget what they call it, but we were just singing songs. And I mean, these people have so much faith. I mean, these people are like on the edge of death and they just have faith. I mean, it's crazy. They don't want you to pray for them, they want to pray for you. Like, they believe good in everything. They're so positive. I mean, it's just like crazy to think, like, how can you be so positive when something so bad has happened to you? And they think it's a blessing that that thing happened to them.
When we went to the second infirmary, there was a lady who was blind, and I went up and introduced myself to her, and she was kind of telling me a little bit about her life and being blind and living the way that she lived before she was in the infirmary. She was just happy with life. I mean, happy with everything that she had God, you know, all about God, and just knew that the Lord was going to take care of her, and she was just happy. I mean, she's in this little bed in this infirmary with all these, you know, other beds and all these other people, and she couldn't be more happy, you know. And then, I don't know, that just touched me. I'm just like, you know, here we take things for granted. We're not happy with what we have. We always want more. And she was just happy with the life that she had lived, and just comfortable that, you know, where she was. And I mean, even if she was blind and she had struggles, you know what I mean? So that was pretty awesome.
I think the biggest impact to me was the infirmaries and the hospice, the elderly people. I think that really affected me and made me, when I came back, I really just keep thinking about, you know, they were different than we have in our nursing homes. They weren't as clean, they weren't as well cared for. There were big rooms with beds and beds of old people laying there, and our nursing homes are so uniform and so, you know, they're nice. But I still kept thinking of all the hundreds of people in Sioux City or the surrounding area that are laying in hospitals that no one comes and talks to, and they're dying. And I think that really impacted me a lot. The whole ride home I kept thinking, there are elderly people that have no one, and they're just alone. I think that was one of my biggest, the elderly were the biggest impact, I think, of this trip, and handicapped people.
What is crazy to me is, like, the kids at West Haven, how, like, that was like the scariest drive of my life, first of all. That was like the road less traveled or never traveled. And these kids have so much to offer and so much to give us. Like, they gave us so much when we were going there to give them, some of us. And I felt like they were just placed at the top of the mountain, you know, out of society, out of civilization, like the people that nobody wanted from Jamaica. And I think that's really awesome.
Right, at the top of the mountain where nobody has to see them. And
like the people that nobody wants. And then they gave us so much and we loved them so much.
Yeah.
In one of the infirmaries that we visited, there was a man named Mr. White, and I didn't give any information about myself at all. I just went in there and he looked at me and he said, "You have a lot of courage." And then he told me that I was going to be a great teacher someday, and I hadn't said a word about myself. He just knew that off the bat, and that was just kind of, it just kind of threw me back, like, wow, it was amazing. And He made the other two gals that were in the room with me hold hands, and he blessed us, and that was just a great moment for me. One of the highlights of the trip, I would say.
Okay, my expectations were different than they were last time because I really didn't know what to think. I really didn't. I just, I knew we were going inside Jamaica, so I wasn't sure what that would look like. And so I think that I went in kind of open-minded, and then when I got there, I was really shocked. It was a lot of reality, a lot of really harsh reality, actually. I think I thought it would be less life-changing or dramatic or shocking, those are the words I want to use, than another country would have been. And instead I found Jamaica more shocking, just in a different way.
To Dan and Ginger, I want to say thank you so much
for this experience. It really opened my eyes to a lot of many different things, and
The awesome opportunity to go to Jamaica and work with kids and all the people of Jamaica, and
Helping us make this possible and our dreams come true and helping other people.
Giving us all the opportunity and experience of a lifetime, because without her and without Dan, it would have been possible.
It was amazing, and it certainly impacted my life, and I know the other girls too.
And help the people that I can help and make a difference in hopefully somebody's life. Thank you again. I appreciate the opportunity that you have given us.
Praises to the Almighty. You are the ones from here, and I'm thankful to His Majesty. You are my family, and I give thanks and praises to